Discover the magic of converting your failing investments into star performers on Investor's Guide only on ET Now.
Hot stocks, hot technical analysis. Catch Prakash Gaba and Deepak Mohani every weekday from 10:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. only on ET Now. Always thinking markets.
Very good evening to all of you ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to this evening's event, which is brought to you by ET Now and SoftAge. We will be discussing today something about document management systems and really how they help to bring about operational efficiencies in business. So that's the agenda for this evening. I'd like to now invite Mrs. Fahmida Uzair, who's the CEO of SoftAge Information Technologies, to please come up and give the keynote address.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, friends, and eminent members of the panel. I would like to take you through what SoftAge is all about. SoftAge, with an experience of 18 years in document management, as of today is processing 400,000 forms per day. Document processing to us means picking, verifying, digitizing, storing and retrieving documents for any and every sector across the country. This we have been able to do with our 72 hub offices and document warehouses spread across India. Our trained and dedicated workforce of 8,000 plus is always ready to take up any challenging document management project. With this, I thank you all for the precious time you spared to attend the event, and I am sure as the evening proceeds, we all would emerge a lot wiser and knowledgeable with the importance of document management systems to your business. Thank you. Now I'll hand over to Mithun Kumar of SoftAge. He would elaborate more on our services. Thank you.
Very good evening to all of you, and thank you for giving the opportunity to present a small presentation on new developments and solution in document management system. In today's world, managing physical documents for any organization is a big challenge because it carries high volume of sensitive data, and then document management system comes into picture because it refers to management of documents and process to streamline the records. That means it works as a driver to manage and control the documents and process of storage and archive. Today in 2012, cloud DMS has become a revolution in data storage and process, especially with low cost involved. Because now we have cloud DMS wherein we get online server support, document scanning and uploading can be done. And again, we have highly secured quick access to the documents. It can be easily accessed and retrieved. The force behind document management system is SoftAge. So let's have a look on some facts and figures about SoftAge. Founded in 1994, SoftAge is one of the leaders in document management system. And our expertise is to provide end-to-end document solution to all our customers. And you'll be glad to know that we process 4 lakh documents per day pan-India. And we have processed over 300 million files till date. Around 900 million documents are stored in our warehouses. Our workforce is 8,000 plus. Presently, we are operating from 72 hub offices and warehouses. And we have been rated Best Medium Enterprise in IT ITS for the year 2011 by DNB and Axis Bank. Some of our served clients, it includes telecom and insurance sector, government and PSUs, banking, media and publishing, financial institutions, IT and .com. So we have covered all the sectors and served many clients. Thank you.
So ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for our panel discussions, and the topic that we're going to look at today really is document management systems achieving operational excellence. For that, let me now invite my panel. Let me begin by inviting on stage Mr. Madhav Malhotra from Vodafone, Mrs. Navita Yadav, who's the Chief Operating Officer and Business Head at IL&FS Trust, Mr. Dhiren Savla, who's Chief Information Officer at VFS Global. Mr. Satish Pense, President at Hybar Technologies. And Mr. Ozair Yassin, who is Managing Director, SoftAge Information Technology. Well, welcome to the panel discussion, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by asking you, Navita. Document management systems, it's actually a service that INFS provides. You said it's a growing line of business right now. How does document management systems as a line of business provide value, and what else does it do?
Well, document management system is a very broad term, and it has different meanings for different requirements. So right from a finance institution like a bank to somebody who has a requirement, like you said, for tax return and having to find all your statements together, it holds different value for different people. And we at INFS, we believe that every asset has value, and as a service, one should be able to provide end-to-end, right from the point it gets created to the point that it needs to be secured and to the point where it needs to be destroyed. So the service should encompass how you can create space and give value in terms of storage for that asset and allow retrieval. So right from an application form to a piece of art, DMS would cover everything, and of course technology is the backbone of it. So that's that.
Intuitively, though, document management system makes a lot of sense, but the only part in this whole piece that might be a little irritating is that you actually have to pay for it. It's a service that you sell. Is the client ready for it, or do you need to convince the client? Does the client get convinced only after they've actually bought it?
Actually, it depends upon volume of how much he has with him. If it is a small volume, client want to do themselves. If it is a large volume, client want to do outsource if they face a problem. My message to the for large volume and even for the small volume customers, they should concentrate on their own business and outsource this document management to the who is specialized in this.
Right, that's a point well taken. Dhiren, VFS does a lot of work. You see them at all the visa offices, where magically, I think, at least for the US and for the UK, you need just sheaves and sheaves of documents. They want God knows however many last 1 year's bank statements, proof of this, proof of that. Where do you, so that's right, 3 years. Where do you store all of that information, and how do you actually make sense out of all this volume of data that you get?
Okay, incidentally, fortunately, we do not store this information with ourselves, but we are talking about two different things right now. One is a document management system, and other is document management services. Sure. So typically, as he rightly said, document management system is a IT tool which can be implemented by the third party, by yourself, the multiple tools available, and depending on the size and the volumes of the data what you are managing, you need to really avail the services in a central location.
So what's the challenge?
I mean, it's matured over years now. Right now, there is no challenge of because we have outsourced the management of the document right now. So we run the processes. So effectively, it's paperless for the internal consumption, and the pain of managing outsourcing, as he rightly said, is been given away to someone else.
I think the challenge, Damini, would be loss of control. Everybody wants to keep paper with themselves, and so having a mindset to really give it to an outsourced agency, like he said, who has professional expertise in managing it. So that mindset is still, I would say, still arriving in India.
Yes. So more than paying for the service, it's more about having ownership and losing control over the information.
And of course, paying for services is also a challenge.
Sure. Madhav, you gave a very, very good perspective. You said for telecom companies, of course, they love to say that every month so many new cell phone users have been added into the fold. But along with that comes all of that added documentation. How do you gather it, and how do you actually store it?
So on a monthly basis, Vodafone acquired some 4 to 5 million customers, and maybe more in some months. Every document comes with not only the CAF form, which we call a customer acquisition form or a customer information form, plus a proof of identity and a proof of address. That's a minimum documentation a customer needs to have. And this is coming from some 1.2 million retailers and some thousands of distributors and several branch offices what we have. And then actually the entire uploading, scanning, input of the information has to be done so timely basis that customer doesn't find any inconvenience in that. While we take care of all customer experience requirements, at the same time we ensure that the customer privacy, the customer security of the information, all the regulatory requirements are met, and we don't compromise on that.
Satish, what's your experience been in this?
Yeah. In fact, our industry is highly document intensive industry, it's engineering, construction. The volume of document may not be as high as what happens in telecom or VFS, but the duration for which it is required and the locations from where it is required, that is something which makes a difference for us. Because our projects is typically about 500 crore projects which go on for 3-4 years. And if any variation happens or if any extra work happens, the claims for that get settled over next 10 to 15 years. And the claims are decided by junior engineer from my side and junior engineer from customer side what they corresponded 10 years back. So that is and the claim amount can be as high as 50 crore, 70 crore, which gets decided by one letter which was exchanged 10 years back. So that is the value of each document to me, timely availability.
Brought to you by SoftAge Information Technology Limited.
While markets take a break, ET Now's weekend lineup gives you a head start on the week ahead. Realize your dreams by managing your personal finances on Investor's Guide. Get the smartest trading ideas on your trades. Connect with the top strategists who are redefining the markets on Market Makers. And stock investments simplified and amplified on All About Stocks. Prepare for trading with ET Now's weekend market shows only on ET Now.
एक बैलेंस होना चाहिए लाइफ में, संतुलन होना चाहिए. इसीलिए मैं सोचता हूँ कि सेफ्टी फर्स्ट, मोर इम्पोर्टेंट देन एनीथिंग एल्स. खासकर मैं कभी-कभी बाइक विदाउट हेलमेट चलाया करता था. दैट्स वेरी डेंजरस. आई हैव डन दैट बिफोर. खासकर कॉलेज के दिनों में बहुत मस्ती किया करते थे हम लोग.
In these choppy markets, let our experts help you maximize your portfolio. The winner on BNSN The Stock Game this week is Pankaj Jain.
Discover the magic of converting your failing investments into star performers on Investor's Guide only on ET Now.
Dhiren, what's been your experience with what you see, especially in the small and medium enterprise space? How is it that business is done right now? What is it that can change dramatically if you have a more organized and, say, an outsourced style of documentation management?
I think Namrata said, there's always a fear of not invented by me syndrome. We always have a fear that it's not done by me, not invented by me. So we tend to get little resistant to change. But typically, all the medium-sized enterprises are looking at possibility of outsourcing, especially those who are having challenges of growth. Growth, which is a challenge which we like to have, but typically when you're growing very, very fast, it's very, very important to take the right step at the right time. If you don't do in time, then possibly you outgrow yourself and then possibly it becomes more difficult to manage. So typically there is a trend which is very evident in last couple of years' time when people are looking at automation and also outsourcing this automation part of it. So it's not just system, even the services are getting outsourced to a third party right now.
Namita, is this documentation management, is this, does the client look at it as a standalone service, or do they want to include it as part of their overall, say, information systems overhaul?
Now, you actually touched a very important point. Integration is the key. So, the larger the organization, different departments require different modules. And typically what really happens is over the last maybe 15 years, organizations, each department has gone ahead and maybe created a module for themselves. And when you decide to have a DMS which should be across the board, you need to really integrate it across various departments, and hence it's important to have an integrated system which would encompass value as well as customization for all departments, at the same time allow organization and enterprise-wide sharing of data, pooling of data, retrievals, MISs, coordination with ERP.